Hello and welcome back to another Out of Spec Reviews video. Welcome to Cologne, Germany, and welcome to the Ford E-Transit. Here's the weird thing. We had to come all the way to Germany to drive the E-Transit for the first time. Now this is a vehicle that will be sold in America, a whole bunch of different versions, a lot to go into, and I'm sure we will be getting one to do some in-depth testing with in the US, but we happen to be going by the Ford offices here and we're like, oh, well, if they have an E-Transit, we just got to take one for a drive. I've never driven one. I've been wanting to make a video for you guys of our impressions of the E-Transit. We are van enthusiasts here. This one, surprisingly, is actually on van-specific Van Contact Eco tires by Continental. Very nice. So this thing's ready to go top speed on the Autobahn. We're certainly going to try it. We're going to go for a cruise around Cologne today in the E-Transit, talking about everything. I'll first take you on a tour of it, then I'm going to drive it for the first time, and then of course at the end I'll share my thoughts as to, as a van guy, I own a Sprinter, for example, one of those 4x4 things. You know, this can be used for so many things. Is it an overlanding vehicle? Is it like a, van lifer? Is it a long distance hauler? Is it a city last mile delivery vehicle? Lots of options here. As bees chase me, I'm running away. A little bit last minute of a shoot here with the E-Transit. So they sent us over the basic spec sheets of it. This is the E-Transit L2H2 350 135 kilowatt. That's the best one. The reasoning is it's the medium length and the medium height. So the thing with the E-Transit, we've shown you some clips here and there of the extended length tall roof, the big ones. The problem is underpasses are pretty low, or overpasses are pretty low here, and streets are really tight here. And so going with the smaller wheelbase works pretty well. Forgive me for referencing my notes here. It is the panel van style, 135 kilowatt electric motor, but I'm already noticing an issue with it. And do you know what it is, Jordan? No, he doesn't know. Every Ford product recently that we've tested, F-150 Lightning and now the E-Transit, the rear motor sits on the ground. So get on underneath there and look at that. No skid plate on this one either. And to me, that just seems a little bit scary, having the only source of propulsion sitting this far off the ground. With no skid plate. Now the F-150 Lightning gets a skid plate, but not here in the E-Transit. In this specification, this motor makes 135 kilowatts, although I believe there's a higher output version we can get in the US and here as well, which is closer to 200 kilowatts. Is that right, Jordan? Yep, that's right. Okay. 68 kilowatt hour usable battery pack. Not sure of the specifics as to gross capacity, but I would imagine it's Ford, big buffers, especially with a utility vehicle like this where they're not sure how it's going to be used. Full charge, full drain all the time, lots of DC fast charging. I'm sure this thing's got some serious buffers on it. It's the Trend series, which means it's got some interior equipment, I believe. 3 seats across the middle. You can really spec these however you want, from mostly cargo versions. I don't believe they make an E-Transit passenger version at all. For situations like that, you may want to go visit, at least in the US, with our friends from Lightning E-Motors. This is not the first electric Transit we've reviewed. It's just the first electric Transit from the factory we've reviewed. Lightning E-Motors converts them, and we did some videos. Actually, we took one on track and it was awesome. So we got to do in the US E-Transit versus Lightning E-Motors Transit. Over 1,000 kilograms of payload in this particular one. So that's really the big story here, is all of this space in the back. So the doors open up pretty wide if I can get them past their point of resistance. And yeah, take a look at this, nicely finished out interior. Totally different options if you want walls. If you don't want walls, you can put in your own custom everything. The nice thing with E-Transit though is the interior is the same as the combustion one, really. So all of your existing hardware from your combustion Transit fleet should just bolt right in, which is awesome. Take a look at this, Pro Power on board as well. So in Europe, you get the Schuko plugs. There you go, 2.3 kilowatt max on those. 12-volt outlet in the rear. In the US, I think we actually get 4 120-volt outlets instead of just an individual one. So the US ones get more power outlets, but we have half the voltage. Let's see what else I should tell you about this particular one. So basically, gross vehicle mass is 3,500 kilograms loaded up. and it can only tow 750 kilograms with a braked trailer. So that's not terrible, but not class leading, I would say. The electric stuff does take some away. Okay, there's the specs for you. In terms of the design, it's again, the medium length one. Looks nice. You can see all the components. It's a van, no wheel liners in this particular one, which is always funny to see. And you can spec all of these things kind of however you want. So this one has power driver's seat, a seat in the middle, and then a seat on the side is sort of a 60-40 situation. And we're gonna be doing that. There'll be 3 of us going around in this thing. Interesting, bi-xenon headlights. I thought we had moved fully to LEDs, but you can still option xenons. Now, at least on the combustion version, you can option the full LEDs. Charging port right up front, smartest idea here. So you have your AC charging port. I'm not sure what it can actually do. AC charging, I believe DC charging peak is 75 kilowatts. I'm going off of memory here. All of our specs and everything we've done in the US probably matter more to you guys, at least for right now. Anyway, it just seems like, you know, the perfect package, the right vehicle to electrify at the right time. We keep saying this. Mustang Mach-E was a smash hit in the US. People really felt something with that car where, you know, it caused a bit of controversy, excitement, hatred, just lots of emotions, but I think that's what made that car so special. And now we see them everywhere. Even here in Europe, we've seen a ton of Mustang Mach-Es. Then, of course, the F-150 Lightning, which we've recently been testing, has just been off the wall in terms of viewership, in terms of conversations. It's the right product at the right time. They did such a great job with F-150 Lightning, and now it's our turn to drive the E-Transit. Again, we see transit vans everywhere, even more so here in Europe, and for this to have a factory electric option is just the right thing. Now, vans in general don't get driven, at least sometimes, like a normal vehicle, personally owned vehicle. So having only 68 kilowatt hours, having only 135 kilowatt power output, having only 100 kilometer an hour top speed, having only 75 kilowatt DC fast charging, these are not such big limitations because they're pretty much just going to be used in their rotations. And the thing that I keep bringing up is, this is not going to work for every use case. There's still going to be combustion vans out there. There's still room for more improvement with current technology. But even this package, which on paper is less impressive than any other Ford electrified product, this will work for so many use cases. And I'll leave you with one thought before we drive it. The one thing I don't totally fully understand is, why is the E-Transit so much more expensive, at least in the US market, than the F-150 Lightning? The F-150 Lightning starts at $39,000. I drove one, good luck getting one, but at least for fleet customers, it's 39 grand. So 40 grand, and you get a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack. This costs a good amount more. I don't know the exact numbers, but at least $5,000 to $10,000 more. And you only get a 68 kilowatt hour battery pack, and it's just an empty shell. Seems a bit weird to me. Maybe it has to do with volumes, but definitely is like, whoa, the F-150 is like the deal of the century. This seems to be priced right. But anyway, let's go drive it for the first time with Jordan and Timon. Good luck to all of us squeezing in this thing and going for a rip in a rear-wheel drive race van. Welcome to the inside of the Transit. Welcome to Jordan's face.
Yep, hey there.
3 across. Timon, how are you doing?
I'm mighty fine. Little edge on the seat, but we're good.
I got power seats. You have power seats?
Jordan's just hogging everything, but no power seats on this side.
I can go, wow, pretty low, which is nice. Sporty setup here. So here I am down. We have some interesting things here. This is the first time we've really seen this UI.
Yeah, so it's a Ford Sync 4, but on a landscape screen instead of that big Mach-E / F-150 screen.
Snappy, works better, looks better. This is what everything should have.
So the Ford F-150 Lightning Pro should
works
have this
better.
too.
You just press the apps and
it didn't do anything. Yeah. Well, okay. Ford software has always been a little bit laggy.
Heated seat, but
we have heated seats?
Yeah.
This is a nice spec.
Please.
Really nice spec. We also have auto hold, so I'm going to get the wheels set up here. Auto hold on. We'll try that in a little bit. No auto headlights though.
It does. I turned it off.
There's also a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I tried. That's what I was.
But it doesn't go to that. I don't really know. Oh, for the headlight positioning.
Nice.
That's interesting. Okay. We have front and rear fogs. So we'll go.
All of them.
Oh, it does have auto headlamps. Yeah, we'll go on with the front headlight fogs because I think I want to try and plug this thing into a charger. Got the rotating shifter from the Mustang Mach-E with an L function. So let's try all the different low speed stuff first, as we always do. Do we know where we're trying to go during this little experience?
Nope.
Okay. So how do I get the radio? The radio seems to just stay up there. Center on the car.
That's annoying.
I haven't driven it yet. Timon drove it over here. First time. Oh, wheels are turned this way. Okay, so auto hold off really quick. Let's just see. Brake booster's loud.
There's a lot of noise, yeah.
Creep is strong, and it holds us at, I would say, 5 kilometers per hour.
About that.
Something like that. And then if I want to slow down from here, I can hit the brakes, and it'll pull us down to a stop.
Wow.
If I click L, oh, it still creeps in L mode. And then here, there's just slippery, eco, and normal. No one pedal drive.
Wow.
So we're in eco right now, or what are we in? Let's go to normal. So we're starting in normal mode, which is how you would want to drive. No sport mode.
Yeah, even though the sticker says, the button down here says otherwise.
Oh, the button down here indicates,
A flag.
right, indicates that there would be a sport or race mode. So many Fords around here that we don't get in the US, by the way.
Yeah, Kugas, Pumas.
New STs.
Yeah, and they're all like cooler than the stuff that
A
we get.
Kuga with a Raptor front grille.
That's awesome.
That's not it.
No, that was cool. So I feel like I'm back driving a van, but it instantly drives better than the Sprinter that I own from a steering perspective. Tommy, you got to get used to getting close to things because we're on the front end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's go around the roundabout to start. Turning radius check. Pretty good. A lot of steering lock that we have to input. And we are just leaving Ford's headquarters. Should we start with a launch?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. 227 kilometers of predicted range. Brake boosting.
Lightning fast.
Actually, it's not slow. It smokes my diesel Sprinter.
Fastest trains that I've ever been in.
Vans are always fast unloaded. You've not been in an EcoBoost Transit then?
Nope.
Ride comfort test over the roundabout. Nice. No squeaks or rattles. Feels good. 100% power. All right, I think we should start with maybe our low speed performance handling test on some of the testing roads around here. So we'll get the fast stuff out of the way. It's actually important that vans are fast because van drivers always rip. So we're coming in now pretty hard. Brake by wire feels actually not so bad compared to other things we've sampled. Around a corner, a little bit of traction control kicking in. Man, you can haul butt around the city though. This is the Rhine River on our left, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very nice.
Nice. Okay, braking test. Everyone holding on.
Sure.
3, 2, 1.
That's really impressive.
That's really good.
This thing just like stopped on a dime. What the heck? And good brake pedal feel too. Okay, is this like the best driver's EV Ford makes?
Probably.
So yeah, drives great. Drives just like a normal Transit. Can we even go this way? I think so. Bumps in the city. Wow,
Not bad.
really good. Torsional rigidity. So much better steering than any other van I've driven, even other Transits. Transits have always been the performance option in the van world. Timon and I drove one around Montana for a little bit, and we hit some pretty spicy corners in that thing a lot.
Ripped that thing.
Ripped it, and it took it, and you know, that is one thing about Transits is like their Ford performance team must have done the chassis because they are so nicely balanced and fast, and this is no exception. So now we're just cruising around in the city like I guess a normal van owner would do. Let's simulate we got a package we have to deliver. So I'll duck in here behind the Dacia Duster on the brakes, put it to park, out,
Yep.
back in. Ergonomics of Transit work pretty well for this. We'll go reverse a little bit. We got a full 360 degree view camera with
Nice
super
cameras.
high res. Super high res into drive and Amazon van style launch.
We got stuff to deliver.
Yep. So that works nice. Should we try a little eco mode driving with L? So we're going to go more regen. Typically, I don't like transits in high regen, 4DVs in high regen, because their throttle pedal stuff is a little bit odd. But let's try it. No one pedal driving here, which I think is the correct choice for this particular application. Yeah, it's still a little artificial delay. You feel that? So it's not the end of the world. I think I could drive it like this though. Where the heck is that guy going?
Transit Connect, ripping around.
Transit Connect, doing some crazy things. Oh, eco mode has no acceleration. What?
So it really is like last mile, slow city
Okay,
mindset.
let me see if you can feel this difference. Ready? Normal.
Definitely more.
And then ready? Eco.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only goes to 70% power or so.
Come on.
Timon's like, what? It's a rear wheel drive machine.
Yeah.
Let's
So
rip
this
it.
one's 135 kilowatts, which is just under 200 horsepower. But you can get one with 190,
198, I think.
198. Wow, so
Which
that
is
would be
a
pretty
step
good.
up, yeah.
And it's not all-wheel drive. They don't offer all-wheel drive in this.
No.
Wow, when you give it the beans, though, it certainly rips. And the electric motor back there is silent. You can't hear a
You
thing.
can't hear a thing.
It's like F-150 Lightning. Wow, this is by far the best transit to cruise around in a city in.
Yep.
Good view. I mean, all the normal transit stuff applies. It just has a battery pack and 220 kilometers of range, and we've kind of been ripping on it still.
That's pretty good.
I'm really kind of impressed. What do you say we take it over to a charging station? We'll kind of burn the juice a little bit. Maybe we'll hit the highway first, then a charging station, and then we'll find some food somewhere.
Sounds great.
All right. We are now merging on the highway behind a diesel S-Class. I love Europe. And wow, look at that double rear axle RV right there.
That's
That
like
thing
the
is,
big one over here.
that's a huge one here. Interesting. And then like a Volkswagen Touran, there's just stuff that we've never even heard of.
It's all the forbidden fruit.
I don't know if that one's forbidden fruit. That's like a Touran R design. Do you see the fenders on it? What the heck? So yeah, merging up here to 80 kilometers per hour. Beautiful Cologne has these cable car situation. That's
Yeah,
neat.
crossing the Rhine.
Wow, that's kind of fun. Maybe we,
That's cool.
yeah. Maybe they'll look down on the Ford and say, wow, look at this river and the buildings over there. Anyway, cruising up here to 80 kilometers per hour. We've hit our speed limit. I know that because the van has dinged at me. This one has, I think, adaptive cruise control. I don't know if you can get Blue Cruise available, but I think you can. So we've set, yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different distance settings. I would set it 82 and an 80. And it will push you back in if you hit a line, but not actually lane centering. The biggest thing I'm shocked with so far is the noise. So quiet.
Yeah, not bad.
No, it's incredible. What other van would be this quiet? You've been in our Sprinter.
Yeah, it's not very quiet.
It's not quiet at all. There's no engine noise. It gets up to speed quickly. There's, you know, the EcoBoost transits, which I don't know if you can get here in Europe, are incredibly fast and powerful. But that you still have a 10-gear transmission, and it's got a boost up and all these things. This is just like boom, and it goes. So where are we headed off to, Jordan?
Ionity charging station. So, see how it charges.
Yeah, how far away is it?
20 minutes.
Okay, so 20 minutes on the highway. I'm going to actually reset our trip computer again, and we're going to drive between 80 and whatever the max speed of this thing is, and see what kind of efficiency we get just doing a general European highway cruise.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so far we're averaging 100 watt-hour per kilometer. It seems really low. I don't think that's accurate. But I guess we all have a little bit of a downhill here to start us off. Anyway, let's see what efficiency we get over a 20-kilometer cruise. If the speed limits open up, we'll see if this one has the 100-kilometer-an-hour top speed or not. And what is the top speed we're allowed to go here?
That's everyone's
It
burning.
says 120 or 130? 100.
100.
All right, well, let's see if we have a 100-kilometer-an-hour top speed limit. Full throttle. Yep,
It does?
it does. It does 105 or so.
Wow.
Yeah, 105.
Bummer.
Uh-oh.
That's not so good. So top speed in the transit's pretty easy. 104, excuse me. That's what it lets me set the cruise control to. Nice adaptive cruise, but All right, so we can't do a 70-mile-an-hour highway range test, but we can do roughly 60-ish.
We need one without the limiter.
Need one without the limiter. I don't think in the US many of them will have this limiter.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I did hear though that like certain companies, if you order enough, they can put the limiter on.
Interesting.
So like I know someone who bought a used Amazon van to convert it into like a van life thing, and it wouldn't do more than 68 miles an hour.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's not even road legal for Colorado.
Yeah, I know. That's right. Feels a little bit windy, but honestly, we're not getting knocked around by these trucks really at all.
No, we're fine.
This thing is awesome. All this weight down low, unloaded. Typically vans unloaded kind of drive weird. This is not bouncy.
Yeah, nice and settled.
Yeah, very settled. Like it a lot. We are almost to the Ionity charging station. We just have to zip in front of this one guy right here. So there we go. And man, this is just an incredible driver on the highway.
Yeah, you forgot you were in a van.
Yeah, I was just crazy. I'm like, oh crap, we're in this big van, but with the weight down low, the wind doesn't affect it as much. So quiet, just seems so well built. Honestly, I think the most disruptive vehicle Ford has brought to a market segment.
Yep.
F-150 Lightning is going to redo, change the way pickup trucks are used, but they're kind of luxurious already.
Yeah.
This is like, wow, I've never driven a van that is anything like this. This is really cool. We've done 250 watt-hour per kilometer, which is, thirsty. It's a big van, but kind of as expected. Now, the big question is, do we decide to charge it now? We still have like 80% or so, 85%. Let's just make sure we can charge it. And if we can, I think we unplug it pretty quickly and run it down the highway till 50% or 40% and see what kind of peak charging speed we can get on it. What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
Into park. I love that you can just twist that. And it recognizes fast twists. We were in the highways.
That doesn't.
That you
The
can't
highways,
do that.
it's just like you hope you're in the right gear.
Yeah, because you got to go tick, wait, tick, wait. This is just bam. Love it. All right, let's make sure we can get this thing to charge, and then we'll run it down on the highway.
Sweet.
I've never looked at an Ionity station
This high
high. You join us over at the Ionity station where we're at 87% doing 30 kilowatts. Not actually that bad. That's Smoke's Mustang Mach-E on early software.
Yikes.
Okay, so let's stop this because I want to run it down a little bit lower. But you figured out how to open the front trunk, or at least the front area.
Saw this funny thing here, didn't know what it meant. But it is a hole, and I have a key. And you put it in, rotate it 1, and then 2, and...
I think you got to have it on the 2 position. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here
There
we
you
go. Wow, they definitely had room for a front trunk.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yep, full of
Oh, wow.
washer fluid.
Whole lot of space, room for activities.
Yeah, really not much going on in here. Trying to think. So the DC connection's right here. Not seeing too much. Just some high voltage cables going down.
Yep.
Onboard charger, things like that. But pretty sweet.
Nice.
Yeah. Would have liked to see a front trunk here. Mega Power Frunk was such a big deal.
Yeah, I know.
The Transit needs one.
Yeah, because there's no place to put my backpack.
That is the problem with these vans, right? Should we show really quick? When you're with a van and you just have stuff with you, there's no place to put anything.
Yeah, no interior storage really.
Yeah.
There's little cubbies.
Yeah, little cubbies around. You get a little cup holder here, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, this screen is lovely, by the way. And there's no way, 2 things I've noticed. There's no digital mirror so that you can see what's behind you, which I think would be a great addition. And it might be optional, but this one doesn't have it. And then, yeah, definitely like the storage. This thing keeps locking on us, which I guess is kind of what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, just no connection to the cab, but you can choose this with a...
Oh, yeah.
And then you got all the storage.
Yeah. Whole house.
Yeah, you could live back there. Nice. Wow, that door thunk is nice too.
Yep.
Wow.
Built.
Ford is figuring this stuff out, I gotta tell you. Oh, wait, I gotta hit this one for Europe. That's why the Mach-E has that. Boom. And then you get the flap here for the DC pins. That's nice, as it should be. Oh, weird. You get a rubber gasket on this for the F-150, but there's no rubber gasket, just a plastic thing.
Huh.
Maybe it's just
Oh,
this particular one.
Is all rubberized.
Right, and this has the full gasket around it. The only thing, spider!
Yep.
The only thing, bees and spiders, this is not going well. The only thing I don't like about this front charge port is when you're driving in snow and schmutz and all this stuff is just going to get covered up there.
Yeah.
But I think because it's a door, it's not that not big of a problem.
Yeah.
This thing looks great. Chrome blue.
Cool color.
That's the color. All right, well, let's run it with the heater on. We're going to run inside to get some snacks and stuff, and then we'll burn the juice on the highway a bit. You got the keys to this thing?
You do.
Oh, okay. Are you testing door handle durability? There you go. Okay. Well, I hit unlock. Yeah, great lunch. Great suggestion.
Yeah, so we took the Transit to IKEA because we thought this is what you would take here to buy a bunch of things, and then we got lunch, and that's it. So we're going to leave now.
Real proper testing here at Out of Spec. See you later, IKEA. That was awesome. I'm going to not sit in the middle if that's all right. Oh, it needs the cup holders up here. My Sprinter has cup holders up there. Anyway, I've fallen in love with this, and I think I kind of want to buy an E-Transit. Oh, wheel spin in this Transit. I almost said Sprinter again.
This guy watches F1, I'll have you know.
Race van lifestyle. Love it. All right. Well, big corner, just in case you didn't see it.
Nope.
Nope. All right.
Transit though.
It's a Transit.
Heritage.
That's right. Racing Heritage. They should rename it instead of Ford Pro. It should be Ford Performance. Jordan, so you've connected your phone to the one USB-A port. There's also a USB-C port over here.
Yep.
But what the heck's going on over here, sir?
First of all, there is wireless CarPlay, which is awesome.
Oh, wireless
Transit
CarPlay.
with wireless CarPlay.
That's great.
Because this is Sync 4, but just like the systems with Sync 3 dot whatever and the Ford F-150s with the screen like this,
Yeah.
not full screen, which means it looks terrible because CarPlay has like rounded corners. Now this is right before iOS 16 is coming out with the new CarPlay, which I'm hoping this is addressed and fixed, but it's small. Look at it.
Yeah,
It's
what
like
the heck?
sad.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't... So iOS 16 might improve this?
It won't improve. It won't make it full size. That's a Ford thing.
Oh, that's a
but
Ford
it might improve how it looks with this
Oh,
horrible black
but
border.
that's not really going to make much of a difference.
No, still, Ford is not, and Ford could do that with an over-the-air update, but because we know CarPlay can take a screen this big. I've seen it on other vehicles.
Sure.
It's just Ford has decided not to allow that for some reason.
Okay.
A little
Well,
disappointed, but oh well.
oh well, I agree. I think as long as you have it, it's cool with me.
Yep.
How do you like the drive so far?
Fine. I'm just looking.
Oh, wow.
We're on a crane going on a boat.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
what the heck? It's a red little car down there going on a crane. Can't see it on the camera.
Yeah.
Apologies to YouTube.
Yeah, but other than that, this thing, absolute track monster.
Track
Just
monster.
throw it-
Oh, whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really solid. Way more than any van I've ever been in.
Yep.
I love it. Everyone should be using these in cities. It actually, what do you think? Should be regulation to only drive electric vans in cities?
Yeah,
Well,
so
we have-
I can buy a GT3.
Yeah, everyone else drive electric so Timon can burn fuel in a GT3.
We have all these European cities with the limitations in certain areas that they want you to have electric vehicles. So this is great for that.
Yep.
We do have a racing corner up ahead here. Right.
Whoa!
And left.
Whoa!
Yeah, racing
This
car
thing
coming in.
boogies!
Give it some brakes, transfer the weight on the front. Good turn in right here.
Yeah, I mean, we had tire squeal in this thing. It's pretty freaking solid.
Nice. Yep, hit the apex.
Hey, Jordan, how's it going?
Yep.
Give the weight to the front.
Whoa! Yeah, that's not really how that's supposed to work. Shift the cargo to the front of the vehicle. Nice. Racing van here. Honestly, I think one of the best vehicles on sale.
Facts.
Facts.
Amen.
I've never been this kind to a Ford electric product before,
Yeah,
but I'm
usually, I mean, we did.
Well,
come
to be fair, Marquis not all that great.
okay.
it can be, and it's popular for a reason. But yeah, kind of like the F-150 Pro. Like, this is fine. You don't need something crazy. You don't need leather seats in a Transit.
Don't need anything more than this, that's for sure.
Yep.
Pulling in back now to Ionity. What'd you get us down to, Timon?
Like 53, 52%.
The only way to see exact percentage is to go home, features, charge,
This one at the end.
53%. Yep, we'll take the one on the end. You can pull right up into it. We got a Skoda Enyaq and an e-Niro charging. There you go. Perfect. Yep. Then they got the 360 cam.
Nice.
Nice. Let's get this thing juicing. We are all plugged in right up front. Love that location. Again, for fair weather, it's pretty good. We've activated the charger with the Ford Pass Blue Oval charging network. I'm not sure if this has plug-in charge or not. Yeah, that would be more for an in-depth test to look into things like this. Anyway, let me put the card back inside. Here you go, Jordan. Thanks. I can hear cooling's kicked on the Ionity chargers. There we are, 70, 80 kilowatts. Whoa, 90, 100, what the heck? I had no idea they charged this fast. 120? I thought they were only doing 75. What? So it juiced it up a little bit. Pretty high voltage pack in comparison to F-150 as well, and Mach-E. And now we're down into the 90s-ish. So you get a real big hit, and now it's walking its way down. Wow, 120 kilowatts on plug-in though. That is pretty good. Now we're down to 90, 80. I'll update you with what happens, but it seems to want to be hanging out around 90 kilowatts right now. Very interesting. I wonder what chemistry they're using for the battery pack, because the voltage didn't really change that much after plugging in, which would indicate maybe an LFP situation. I don't know. Down to 83 kilowatts. Yeah, so you get this big peak, and then it throttles us back here. So this is where it wants to hang out. 75 to 80 is where I think it'll settle. I'll let you know if it's anything different. We're going to charge it up to at least, I don't know, 80% or so. So no matter the charging screens we pull up here, there's no way to see kilowatt charge rate inside, just like every other Ford product. But we are leveled off right at about 75 kilowatts like we expected it to. So that big hit at the beginning up to 120 kilowatts, I'm not sure what that was about, just maybe pulling up pack voltage a bit, but 76 kilowatts really isn't too bad. Loving the LED headlight surrounds. We're gonna charge it till at least 80 and see if there's a hit there. I'd like to know how long it holds 75 kilowatts for. So here at 78% is the first time we've started to derate. We've come off of 70 kilowatts. We're now down to 62, 63, but it's pretty much just sat between 70 and 75 the whole way until now. Really not a bad charging curve. It's definitely something you want to charge to 80% and go, but let's see how bad the drop off is. We'll charge it up just a bit past 80 since we're a little bit pressed for time and see what happens. And there we go. In typical Ford charging strategy, we have a ledge at 80%. Similar to what we saw, it must hold this the whole way out, because I think we plugged in at 86, 87% earlier today and saw 36 kilowatts. So this is definitely a charge to 80 and leave situation, but really for it just to hold that power level all the way is not so bad. So I say time to unplug and head out. We don't have time to wait till 90, but just a good little estimate on charging speed. We added 20 kilowatt hours in 18 minutes. Again, not class leading. This is really only meant to be DC fast charged, you know, on a trip if you can't make the route that it's designed for. Let me hit the plug unlock. There we go. And we'll throw it in here, then we'll hit the road. So there you have it, a little adventure to IKEA for lunch. Drove it about, I don't know, 150, 160 kilometers, and really think it's the right package. This one, well over 200 kilometers of range. I can't wait to get it back in the US for all of the testing and stuff we really want to do with it. Load it up full, look at payload testing, all the stuff. But in general, I think as a first drive experience of the new electric Transit, couldn't have been more thrilled. I really think it's like the calibration is better, I think, than the other Ford electric vehicles. Really thrilled with this one. And yeah, van life, I think might have to happen with one of these things. I can't wait till they build a 4x4 version with a big battery. That will be the ultimate Colorado van lifer. Thanks so much for watching another Out of Spec Reviews video. See you on another one soon. Bye-bye.